Dav Kuf Chav Ches, Amud Beis, Mishnah, 4 lines from the top. Zok the Mishnah, Kaifin Esesal, if they have Roichim, you can turn over a basket for the benefit of chicks, Kidei She'al V'yer, so that they can climb up on it, go back into their nests. So we can take the basket for the purpose of the chicks. The chicks are muksa, and even though the chicks are muksa, we're allowed to use the basket, to bring the basket for the purpose of the dover muksa. So the chiddush is that even though the kli is being nitol at sorach a dover muksa, for the benefit of a dover muksa, it's still mutter. It's still mutter to do that because we don't say ein kli nitol el sorach dover nitol. Now, according to Rav Yitzchak, who says that we do say that, we have to be talking according to Rav Yitzchak. The case is that it was mutter to carry the basket for a dover that was mutter, and once he was allowed to carry the dover mutter, he can now continue carrying it for the benefit of the chicks. Once a person is allowed to carry a dover, something on Shabbos, if he's allowed to initiate and start carrying it, he can continue carrying it, even though at the end ultimately it will be used for dover muksa, it still would be mutter. Tarnagoyla sheborcha, if a tarnagoyla sehen escaped, we can push it, you're allowed to push it until she enters into the house, that she comes into the house. The tarnagoyla, when she escaped, she's considered to be endangered. There's tsar balei chayim, and therefore we allow pushing the tarnagoylas to push it back into safety and to push it back into the house. Normally, it's allowed to push a dover muksa, not only to metalpol it in the regular way, the normal way, but also to push it. But the Rabbanan allowed this type of tiltul that's only minatzad for the benefit of the Tzar Balei Chaim. They permitted this. You can help calves and young donkeys walk. You can push it from the side, or you can from the neck, and help them walk, and also for Tzar Balei Chaim, to bring it into safety, you're allowed to do it. Isha Madudai Esbenot. A woman can help the child walk, meaning she can hold the child from the back, and the child takes one step at a time, and she can help in the walking for the child, and for the benefit of the child, she can help him walk in this way. Now, this is not, of course, it's not a muksadik shaila. For the animals, it's a muksadik shaila. Over here, what the heter is over here, the issue and concern over here is carrying. So as we'll see, that there's even a heter, even in Rishus Harabim, where there is an issur to carry, but to assist the child to walk in this manner is mutter. This would be mutter. Amar Rav Yehuda, a Mosai, when are you allowed to help the child walk? That's when one foot is on the ground, one is lifted, and one is on the ground. So there's always one foot on the ground. So it's helping him to assist it to carry from side to side, to walk rather from side to side, when one foot is still on the ground. But she can't lift it up completely. Also, and similar, and even dragging is also awesome. Mother is not allowed to drag the child through the Rishus Harabim, but to help them walk with lifting up one foot at a time while the other foot is on the ground, that is mutter. Zok the Gemara, Amar if an animal fell into a pool or a stream of water, maybe that you can bring pillows and cushions and put it underneath, put it on the bottom, so that the animal can climb up. The Malsa also, and if she climbs up from it, it's mutter. So we say you're allowed to put the cushions over there, and the animal step on them to use them as stepping stones. For the benefit of the animal, it's Tzar Balei Chaim, it's mutter to do it. Meisel Asir Kasha, Behemishanaf Lamasamayim, you feed it and leave it in the place and feed it and throw food to it, but you don't assist it to get up. So so that it should not die of hunger. Parnasa in the karmic sauces loy. Parnasa is mutter to feed it, but you're not allowed to bring karmic sauces. So Chayosastira says like Kash Hadasha Parnasa Hada Esher Beparnasa. It's the chilik is if it's the animal will be safe without having to assist it to exit the Amasamai. Efsher Beparnasa if it's Efsher B'Parnosa, then that's all you do. You feed it. V'iloi, maybe karmic sauces are meniach tachta. But if it's not going to survive in that way, because of the danger of the water, or of drowning, or suffocation, or whatever is the situation may be, then you're allowed to bring karmic sauces. Back the Gemara, but how can you bring the karmic sauces? When the behemoth is muksa. If the behemoth steps on the karmic sauces, now the cushions are going to be bosses l'davar awesome. They're going to be muksa, and you're making something which is not muksa into a davar which is muksa. So you're mevatel kli me'achana, which is also midarabanan. It's also midarabanan because different reasons that are given. Either because it's considered to be seiser, you're negating it, nullifying its use, so you're destroying it, or it's considered to be boina because it's fixed in place, you can't move it. Different as far as reason that the Rishonim give. It's also to be so how can you put the karmic sauces there and the behemoth uses stepping stone? It's from the Gemara, so but he holds that that's in Isra Rabban and Sar Balachaim the Raisa. But Sar Balachaim is the Raisa, but also the Raisa of Dovid the Rabbanan. Therefore, this concern of Sar Balachaim is Doicha the Isra the Rabbanan. But if we don't have to, if the animal will be safe by feeding it in its place, then then you don't use the karmic sauces. The question the Rishonim ask is, well, why didn't we have the problem with the chicks, with the Ephraim, with the basket in the Reish of the Mishnah about being about the Kli Me'echon? Why wasn't that a concern over there? So the Rishonim gives different answers. The Rashba and the Ran, there's different explanations. One explanation is that by the chicks it's not considered to be a Mavat Kli Me'echon because you can easily shoo them away. You're just with the motions of the hands and they'll fly off. So that's not even considered to be Mavat Kli Me'echon. Other reasons given is that by the animal might get stuck over there and therefore not be able to climb up, and then it stays there for some length of time. So then it's considered to be Mavat Kli Me'echana, but something which is only there for a short period of time, or alternatively, something in a case where you have the ability without being metaltal to scare it away or to shoo it away so that it doesn't remain over there, then that's not considered to be Mavat Kli Me'echana. Another question that one might ask over here, is that how can you put the karmic sauces into Lamas Hamayim? Why isn't that a problem of laundering, of you're soaking it in the water? So, according to the sheet of Taisus, that's only an issue if it has a stain on it. Something soaking in water or putting in water is only a problem if there's a stain on it. Otherwise, it's not considered to be kibus. It's considered to be derech lichloch. We can be talking when there's no stain. Or alternatively, then this is considered to be a derech lichluch. It's not considered to be derech kibus because he doesn't want it to be soaked, and it's soaked in a way. It's not just wet; it's soaked in a way that he can't use it at this point. So it's considered derech lichluch, and the circumstances are that it's considered derech lichluch, and he can, therefore there's no isser involved. However, when we say that you're allowed to put a karmic sauce, if it's derech kibus, then there would be a problem. If there's a stain on it, or if it's in a manner that it's beneficial in that way, then there would be a problem. So if the hen escaped, we're allowed to push it, we're allowed to push it, modern and loy. But you're not allowed to help it to walk. So what's the chilek between the case of the case of the tarnagolas and in the case of the animals and the golem asyachim? So we say that you're allowed to matter in loy. So tanir allowed to tan rabbanon matter in behema v'chayvay v'chotzer avaloy l'starnagailas. So this we learned out what we see clearly in the brisa, that it says matter in behema v'chayvay v'chotzer. You're allowed to help the behema chaya and knife. You're allowed to assist them to walk in a chotzer. Avaloy l'starnagailas, but not a tarnagailas. Frankly, more tarnagailas my time of life. What's the chilik? Why do we say tarnagailas? Amar Abayim Yishub Demakan Nafsha, because the nature of the tarnagailas is that if you help it to walk, it'll lift itself up, and you'll be carrying it. So there's a problem of carrying it. Now, even though we were mater pushing the muksa, but to actually carry it, we didn't go over the run. It didn't go that far to be actually mater to carry it. So therefore, since the tarnagailas of nature is that it lifts itself off the ground, and the person will be carrying it, there is no heter to do that. Then it's only muter to push it. Tane Chalda, we learned in one brisa, you're allowed to help the behem of chayav to walk in the chotz. Avaloi b'rishus harabim, but not in the rishus harabim. In the rishus harabim, we're not mater because there's an issue of carrying. So we didn't allow it in the rishus harabim. Isha matters b'no b'rishus harabim. But an isha could help, even in the rishus harabim, certainly in the chotzer. So this time over here is making a chiluk between the behema and between the behema and the child. The reason is because by a person we say chai noises atzma, that even if one were to carry the person, the child, there wouldn't be a derisive isser of carrying, because we say chai noises atzma. But by an animal, this Tana is not holding that way, and therefore we do not allow to be madin because of the concern that one might come to actually carry it, and that would be an isser, that would be a chiv deraisa in rishus harabim. But Tanya, we learned in another brisa, you cannot lift up an animal but you can push. So it says that you can't lift it off the ground. You can't lift it off the ground, which implies that you can help it to walk. You can assist it to walk. But then it says you can only push it, but you can't be modern, you can't assist it to walk. Rabbi Seifa and also Tarnagailos. The Seifa is talking about Tarnagailos. By Tarnagailos, we say that there it's only pushing it, even modern is also. You can't lift up a behem chayv'oif. You can assist it, certainly push it, but you can even assist it. A Tarnagailos, you can push it, not assist it, because, as we said, the nature is that it lifts itself off the ground and you're coming to carry it. Now, since we said that this is the derech of the Tarnagailos, that it lifts itself off the ground, so if a person shechs the Tarnagailos, the kvashinu l'karabar, he should press his legs into the ground. Inami made a model, or alternatively, he should lift it up completely, because the dilma marchlin l'tufre bara, because if it's on the ground and it's not secure into the ground, it's not pressed into the ground, it might press its claw into the ground, and it will pull away from the sheichet, and it'll resist and pull away from the sheichet, and then the shchita will be a posel shchita, the animal will be treif, because the shchita, this is what's called, when he's oiker, it'll be ripping out the simonim. Instead of cutting the simonim, if the animal pulls away, then it yanks it away, and instead of slicing it and cutting it, it's tearing it, and therefore the shchita will be psula. Zok the Mishnah, ein meyalden esa behema b'yontav. We cannot deliver an animal on Yontav. It's also to deliver an animal on Yontav. Rashi learns that the isser involved over here is tircha yisera, that you cannot exert yourself extra in an extra manner on Shabbos and Yontav. So ein meyalden with a behema b'yontav, and certainly not on Shabbos. It's tircha yisera. Aval Masadim, but you can help, you can assist. The Gemara will explain what is it that you can do. Umeyalden Asisha b'Shabbos, but you could be Meyalden Asisha b'Shabbos. There's no isser for a woman to help to deliver the baby on Shabbos. And you can call a midwife to come from, even though it's outside the Tchum. Shabbos, and you can be Mechal Shabbos. Further, the Gemara will discuss what is it meant, what is it adding when it says you can be Mechal Shabbos. It already says that you can be Mechal Shabbos. And you can tie the umbilical cord. It's considered to be a sakana if you don't tie it, because they might pull, it might get caught, and they endanger the stomach. And he says you can even cut it. You can cut it because of the sakana. And all the needs of the milah, what's required for the milah, can be done on Shabbos. Taisus learns that the the cutting of it is not a deraisa involved. There's no malacha deraisa involved in it. Others shouldn't argue on that, but we'll see more of that later in the Gemara. And when it says you're allowed to help the animal with the delivery, what is it that you're allowed to do? You hold on to the baby so that it doesn't fall to the ground. Rav Nachman says, he says you can push on the mother's stomach so that the blood will emerge. Tanya Kavasi the Rav Yehuda, arrived Rav Yehuda, case of Messiah, how is it that you can assist? What can you do? You hold on to it so that it doesn't fall to the ground. So you see a raya to what he says. Additionally, it says you can blow into its nostrils to clear it. And you can help it nurse. So you can put the dud into its mouth and help it nurse. And we used to have Rachman on Behema B'yantiv Behema Torah. What did they do? Amar Abayim, maybe Bul Shal Melech, you put in a fistful of salt, you put it into the womb, so the mother should remember the labor pains, and therefore that reminds her of and have Rachman on the child. Blood, and you can sprinkle the liquid, the fluid from the afterbirth onto the blood, onto the child, so that she smells the reich, and also she has rachmim on it, and she nurses and takes care of the child. But we only do this for Beimater. Aval Tamea loy, but not a Tamea. My time, what's the reason? Because Tamea loy merachim vlad. Initially, it doesn't distance itself from the vlad. The Beimatar, the nature is that sometimes it rejects the blood. But you can do things to be merachim. It calls it to have rachmim, have mercy, and then take it back. But the Beimatmeya generally is not merachim. It doesn't reject the blood. But the merachim vlada loy mekarva. But once it does, it's not mekarva anymore. So there's no point as a tirchei sera to do these things for the Beimatmeya. You can deliver a baby for a woman on Shabbos. Already says you can deliver the baby. And you can call a midwife even from outside the Tchum. So what does it mean when it says Mechal on the Shabbos? What does that come to include? So the Shayim have difficulty with this because the way Rashi was learning is that Miyalda Nesiyisha is what's involved in being Miyalda to deliver the baby is in Isra D'Rabbanan of Tircha. It's not a deraisa. And calling a midwife from outside the Tchum is a D'Rabbanan. So Pashat Pshat, you would say Miyalda Nesiyisha Mechal Shabbos means to include even a Malacha D'Raisa. What's the Gemara's kasha? If the whole Isser of being Meyalid, whether it's a Behema or an Isha, is an Isser D'Rabbanan of Tircha, so you're matter for an Isha, that's a D'Rabbanan. Tchum is a D'Rabbanan, so therefore what is the Mechalos Shabbos, Pasha means that you can even be Mechalo and for a Deraisa, even if it's a Chiyuv Deraisa. Therefore, the Rashba does not learn like Rashi. He learns that being Miyalet is an Isser Deraisa, and then the Mor's Kasha is that there is what is being added. If being Miyalet, it can be Miyalet, which is an Isser Deraisa, so Mechalos Shabbos Lasu Yamai, which the Mor will answer in a minute. What is the Isser Deraisa of being Miyalet of blood? According to the Rashi, he doesn't explain. The Ritva says that it's Makeh B'Patish, that is the final act. So completing the act of birth, and so it's Makeh B'Patish. Others say differently. Others say that it's Oiker Dover Megidulei, that the child, the fetus, it's surviving with the mother. Now, when you deliver the baby, you're removing it from its source of sustenance. Now, even though it has its own independent source, it independently can live, but you've removed it from the source of its sustenance that was allowing it, that was growing from and living from, allowing it to live and sustain itself until now. So that's considered Oiker Dar Megidulei. Someone answered Rashi that when you say that you can call it Mechutz L'Tchum, it means even if it's outside of a Tchum of which, according to some, that is a Deraisa Dekeser. Even if it's outside the 24,000 Amas, that degree where some learn that over there, that is considered in Isser Deraisa. Like Shnei Mosar Mil, there is an Isser Deraisa of Tchumim over there. So therefore, what is being added when it says that you can be Mechal Shabbos? The more answers, if the mother needed a light, then the friend can light the candle for her. Then if she needs oil, meaning that you can be Mechal Shabbos for her, not only for the Leda itself, not only for the delivery, for the birth itself, but even to give comfort to the mother. She's considered to be in a matzav of Sakanos Nefashos. So therefore, even to give comfort to the mother, you can be Mechal Shabbos, like lighting a candle, turning on the light, oil for her, to rub her. So you can even bring this oil, even though it involves carrying. Ve'im eno sipek biyad. So you bring the chaverta mevela Hashem and biyad. So initially, what we try to do is, if we don't have to be Mechal Shabbos in a Deraisa Dekeser, and if there is no delay, if there's no delay involved for the mother, so there's no sakana involved, no added sakana, then we make a shinoi as not to be over the Deraisa. So if she needs oil, a friend can bring oil, she brings it by putting it on her hand, and so it's not the normal way of carrying, it's a Derabanan, so it's not to be over the Deraisa, we do it in that manner. But if it's not enough and she can't bring the required oil just by putting it on the palm of her hand, then Mavi Basar, then she brings it in her hair, and she does it in that way. But if that's not sufficient and there's not enough oil to bring it in that way, then you bring it in a container, the required amount of oil, even though that is a normal way of carrying and that is a Deraisa, you bring it in that way. Your Mechal Shabbos, even in Deraisa, if it's needed for the mother, if you can do it in a manner of a shinoi, and there's no delay, you do it in a shinoi. If she needs a light, her friend can light the light for her. Well, since she's conscious of foshes, of course you can do it. What's the chiddush? More answers. Even if the mother is blind, she's a summa, and she can't see anyway, still you can light the light if it's needed. Also, you might think that she can't see anyway, so it should be also to light a candle for her, and that it's mutter. Because it gives her peace of mind, and therefore it gives her comfort, and it's therefore mutter. What's the Yisuva Daita? Savra Ika Mide Chazachaverta Vavdele. if there's something that needs to be done, if there's light, a friend will see it and take care of it. She might panic if there's no light, that there might be something going wrong, there might be a sakana, and no one is going to be able to see it. So therefore, it gives her peace of mind, and therefore it's mutter. And if she needs oil, then you can bring the oil. So you bring it in the palm of the hand, you do a shinoi. If not that way, you bring it in the hair. So, well, why is it better to do it in the hair rather than bringing a kli? You'll have to be over schita, squeezing it out. She brings it in the hair in order to get the oil, bring the oil for the mother. You're going to have to squeeze it out. And squeezing out something which is contained in something else, extracting it, mafarik, is a malach d'oraisa anyway. So what's being gained by this? There's no schita b'seir, then it's not absorbed. We say the oil is not really considered to be absorbed within the seir, so there's no schita. It's not a deraisa. So therefore, it's better to do this than to bring it with a kli, which is a deraisa. Why is it preferable to do it with the palm of the hand, and as opposed to the hair? And this is a second step. We say, if there's enough, if you can do it by bringing it, carrying it upon your hand, do it that way. If it's not enough, then do it with the seir. Well, if in any event, ain't schita b'seir, so why is it not preferred? Why do we say initially do it with the palm of the hand? Why is that better? Why is that more of a shinoi than bringing it with the hair? L'chera, bringing it in the hair is more of a shinoi than in the palm of the hand. And if we're saying that you should make a shinoi, and the bigger the shinoi is preferred, that's what you should do. The bigger the shinoi, the better. Well, bringing in the hair is a bigger shinoi than the palm of the hand. Rashba answers, yes, but that involves two derabanans. In the hair, you're carrying with the shinoi. You're also squeezing it out. Now, even though ain't schita b'seir, that means midaraisa there's no schita b'seir, but there's still a derabana. So therefore, it's two derabanan. The palm of the hand, there's only one derabanan of carrying, so that's preferred. If you can't do it that way, you need more oil, then you do it through the seir. You can even say that there is a deraisa diga isra schita b'seir. You could say it that way. And still, it's better than bringing in a kli in the normal way. Why is that? Because what it means is mevi'in la b'kli derech sarah. What it means is you bring it in a kli in the hair. It means, according to this, is that not that it is in the hair, you put the oil on the hair and then squeeze it out. If you would hold that there's a deraisa dika iser by seir squeezing it out, what it means is not that you pour the oil on the hair and squeeze it out, rather that you bring it in the kli in the hair and bring it that way. And by doing it that way, you're doing a shinoi in carrying. So therefore, put it in the palm of your hand. If that's not sufficient, carry it in a kli, bring it in a kli in her hair, which is a shinoi in carrying. And if that's not sufficient, then bring it the kli in the normal way. Why is it preferred putting in the palm of the hand rather than a kli in the hair? It's in both cases, it's carrying with a shinoi, and it's only one derabanan. So some of the Rishonim say is because you will have to bring more oil if you bring it in the kli than in the palm of the hand, because the palm of the hand, if the friend brings it in the palm of the hand, it's on her hand, she can rub it on the mother. If it's in a kli, you have to pour it from the kli. Some of the oil will remain on the sides and the bottom of the kli, and then you pour it onto the and rub on the hand and rub it on the mother, and therefore some of the kli will remain. Some of the oil will remain in the kli. You'll be carrying a greater amount of oil. So again, we try to minimize as much as possible what the malacha that has to be done. If there is no time involved, there's no extra time involved.